Hey guys, Prodigal Son of Sony here with a new Let's Play. Tonight, I'll be doing Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. The reason I want to do this is because I'm something on a Castlevania kick, and I want to play Dracula's Curse again for the third time. I've beaten it twice now, and I want to see just how good I've gotten. So I'll try to be a little more informative with this Let's Play as opposed to other times when I've done this. So you notice that when you hit the candles, you get items. Items usually include hearts, which are ammo for weapons, of course, upgrades for your whip, and bags of money for points. If you're noticing a audio difference right now, it is because I'm using a headset. My new format is going to be about 30 minutes of recording time, or maybe a couple levels. I'm pretty good at Castlevania, so I should be able to breeze right through this. Oh, this is happening to me again. Stairs are extraordinarily difficult. Oh, I'm getting angry at this. I am getting angry. As you can see, maneuvering on stairs is a task. It's often considered to be one of the worst features of a Castlevania game, or at least one of the old ones. Now we have stuff like Symphony in the Night or Castlevania 4. It's no longer an issue. But the premise of the game is that you're playing a holy man, a Christian warrior, if you will, as evidenced by the church, who is sent forth to do battle with the dark forces of Lord Dracula. That's right, the vampire. So obviously there's going to be a lot of gothic horror tropes in this. In fact, it would be really interesting to go on the TV tropes to see what they have to say about this game. And spoiler alert, you will be getting bosses like the Mummy and Frankenstein, but unfortunately no Wolfman and no Creature of the Black Lagoon as a boss. However, werewolves do pop up later on in the series, and the Creature of the Black Lagoon is relegated to a regular enemy. See these platforms right here? That happens. So right now I have the dagger. It's basically the weakest item in the game. The only other thing that would be comparable to it as opposed to its uselessness would be the stopwatch, but that does have situational uses, so it's not as bad as the dagger. Optimally, I would want to have the Stakerang, which goes the entire length of the screen and can do multiple damage, or the Holy Water, which does have the capability of stun-locking some enemies, but due to previous entries in the game where it was just a cheap method of beating bosses, they had to weaken it. Right now, I just get the axe, and those are zombies, by the way. Forgive me for not mentioning the enemies. Which is pretty strong, but it is slow and it has a not great arc. Or, it is arced. So again, it's another situational weapon, but it can be really useful. That enemy I just killed, and which will be popping up right now, is a Hunchback, also known as a Flea Man, and he just hurt my ass. And the reason they are so cold is because of their jumping pattern. This is a skull pillar, I believe. And now we go on to the next part of the stage. This is probably very self-absorbed, but you can tell that my style has changed drastically. Usually I'd just be trying to make dirty jokes here, left and right, but the reason I'm not doing that is because I didn't want the dagger. But the point is, I'm not doing that because I usually find myself for a loss of words. In that respect, I always feel like there's something I could say, but I just never make a joke. Or maybe I'm just not that kind of person that would. And here we have the first boss, who is a Skull Cow Knight with a shield and sword. Oh, this boss reminds me very much of a boss in the GBA or the Game Boy Zelda games. The Skeleton Knight. Yes, he is also a Skeleton Knight. He has the same type of shield, same type of sword, same type of armor, and of course he's a skeleton. he'll always do that slashing animation before he dies. And I gotta say, that scream is really good. I believe the Skeleton Knight appears in the Oracle. I guarantee he's in the Oracle games. Oracle of Ages, to be precise, level 4. Which is, Skull Cave. And as you can see, this is the overworld, and we get our choice between 2 diverging paths. For the sake of your viewing pleasure, we shall go for the clock tower. And after I beat this all, I believe I'll call it quits. Now, this game does have a password system, so because of this, I will be utilizing that. So if there are any discrepancies against the episodes, forgive me, because I don't think I could take playing with the game to get to the point. Now, here's the clock. Let me show you what it does. And that is that. It just stops time on enemies, but I don't know if it'll stop any time on the bosses. Perhaps not. Now, earlier on, as you can see, I had difficulty with the stairs. That is because, it was either just the way I was moving on them, or it could also be the controller I have, which is a third-party dog bone. The dog bone is a bone-shaped NES controller that was officially made by Nintendo back in the day, but seeing as they don't make controllers anymore for the Nintendo, it's a third party. And that is the holy water as well. Now, some of the different hearts, you can have little hearts which only give you 1 point for your items, and 5 heart, the big heart which gives you 5. You can also pick up upgrades to your sub-weapon, which will allow you to use more weapons at a time. Oh, often you only be able to use 2 at a time, so 3 becomes pointless unless you have the holy water, which used to be the best weapon, or the cross, or the stake-a-ring, that is. I would like to bring up 2 things about this game, or 2 things, rather, about the background, and that is some tricky platforming. Is that I feel like the majority of people call the stake-a-ring a cross-a-ring because of Egoraptor, and no offense to him, but I think he is wrong, because in the first 3 entries, it's not actually a cross. It's 2 stakes tied to each other, and you can clearly see this. See that this is so in the artwork of the Castlevania game manual. And he also calls the wall meat you find chicken. It's actually a pork chop. One moment. Welcome back, everybody. I said that earlier. Anyway, I had to quickly step out to do something. And I'd just like to finish off my Egoraptor speech by apologizing if I sounded pretentious or just offensive. Professionally, I have nothing against him. Oh. As you notice, Castlevania is notorious for its difficulty, and Dracula's Curse falls into the same line. There will be difficult platforming sections, and later on when they throw so many enemies at you, it will get worse. Now, I'd like to mention this stage itself is the is a clock tower. This is something that we see even at the excuse me, I'm burping. It's because of a carbonated drink I just had. This is a trope that was even found in the first game, because the final level of the game is a clock tower, which is not so in this one, but regardless. You could say that the exposure that this level gives to the stage makes it a staple for later entries. Because when you first play the clock tower in Castlevania 1, it's literally just 3 rooms. This is just an entire dedicated level. And I would say Castlevania 4 makes really good use of the clock tower. And here's the next boss. This is Grant Dynasty. After we beat him, you will see what becomes of the poor fellow. And I am doing well. First time I fought him, I was not doing great. I guess I just got his pattern down. Big fellow. That's Dracula's curse. He makes you bigger. That felt appropriate. I just like that. So he locks on to where you are. And notice how he did not combust in flames. Complimentary teabagging. Oh, complete. Now let us do it again. I'm actually having a good time with this, so I think I'll go on.